Well, so let me try to share the screen. Can you watch it?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay, awesome. Just
Yeah,
let me.
and if you just want to go over Alcor as a whole and then some updates, but what I would really like in the next hour is, well, I know you the farm stuff also launched, so for sure talk about that. But I think it would be really neat to show exactly how to convert your wax to cash and back using Alcor to EOS and then sending the EOS somewhere,
Okay,
or
we can
vice
show
versa.
everything out. As you know, during this summer, we have been working on a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, hello everyone. My name is Solar. I am the community manager for Alcor Exchange. So I am helping the guys out with developing the community and helping now to show the exchange to the world. Right now, we have been working a lot on summer. We started releasing the Swap B2, introducing concentrated liquidity, it has gone great. I mean, concentrated liquidity is a great system that people can use to create positions and be able to determine from which ranges they want to provide liquidity. In contrast to other exchanges on Web3, where whenever you provide liquidity, it is on an infinite range, which goes from zero to infinite. Whenever you use concentrated liquidity, you decide the range at which you want to provide the liquidity. What this results in is in more capital efficiency. It means your liquidity is used more, you generate more fees out of it, and it is also less capital required. So for you to generate, let's say, $1 in fees, then you will need to provide much less liquidity in order to have the same revenue, which is awesome and which is something that people have been using a lot. As you can see, for example, one of our best pools is the TLM wax pool. You can check how the liquidity is distributed along all the way, how people have decided to provide some more liquidity within these ranges. We also have the USDT token, which you can check how it is distributed right now. It is awesome to see such a spike and such a mountain right now. How people want and have decided to provide liquidity from in wax to from 4 cents, from 3 cents to 11 cents the most, and how they are providing USDT also to get the revenue from farms. So what is Alcor Farms? Alcor Farms is the newest product that we just released. We released it like 16 days ago, and we started with the TLM wax pool. What Alcor Farms is, it is just a system of rewards for users. So you generate fees and revenue in two ways. First, you generate revenue from providing liquidity, and the fees you get from users trading in this token. And you also get on top of that revenue from Alcor Farms. The only thing you have to do is you need to have a position within the determined fee rate on Alcor, and then you will receive the rewards over time and over the days. Currently, the most popular farm, as everyone knows, is the Wax USDT farm, with over 1,700 Wax being rewarded per day for liquidity providers. The APR is pretty nice as well. We also have the USDT Wombat pool, which is providing some insane APR. And overall, a lot of projects have joined the Alcor harvest season. As you can see, we have a lot of people that have joined, that have decided to join the Alcor family and to create their pools with us and reward the users that provide liquidity with us as well. Are you with me, guys?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we're still here.
Awesome. Any questions up until now?
So this is liquidity pools. I know a little bit about how that works, but can you give a noob overview? I know it gets complicated, but what is this? Because there's two tokens, right? It's a pair. So why
Yeah.
is that?
So to provide liquidity, let's make it with Wax USDT. Let's say we want to provide 5 USDT and 5 USDT and 82 wax, which is equivalent to 5 USDT. So what are you doing with this? Whenever you want to provide liquidity, what you're doing is that you're setting up a pair in which you are providing the wax and the USDT to be traded for everyone that goes into Alcor swap, to be able that whenever someone wants to buy 5 USDT and they send the wax, then they will be able to do it easily. Why? Because you have put these tokens into the pool, and then people are able to do the swap instantly because you already set up a pool along with other users to set up. So whenever you do this, you also have a there are fees. Alcor has the lowest fees on the market, and you also have the farms right now. So whenever you provide liquidity, you will be getting revenue from what users generate. So for example, if I buy 5 USDT with 81 wax, then there is a 1% fee depending on the pool. And you as a user providing liquidity will be getting a percentage of the fee just for providing liquidity. In this case, it is 0.3%. And whenever someone trades this token, you will be generating these fees. What you also have on top of these fees is the rewards, which you get them only for staking. So it doesn't matter the volume of the token, but whenever you have a position open, for example in Wax USDT, you will be getting revenue. In this case, by providing liquidity, you get two sources of revenue. For providing liquidity and getting a share of the fees generating for each swap on Alcor Swap, and also you get the rewards on top of it for Alcor farms. There are a lot of farms. We just had the Alcor Harvest event in which we created and we partnered with a lot of projects on Wax, the top projects on Wax, to create a pair and to provide these incentives for users to provide liquidity. Why is it important to provide liquidity? For this to happen, for people to be able to buy overall with USDT. If I want to buy 100 USDT of wax, then I can do it pretty easily. And I can do it seamless, and I don't really need to spend a lot of time doing so. Why is this an alternative, and why the USDT is so important for us? It is because, as Bregman has said, wax has become harder and harder to trade in some countries. And what do we have as a solution and as a tool that has been developed by the Antelope Coalition, which is a coalition between EOS, Wax, Telos, Proton, and UX Network? It is this IBC bridge, which is what you wanted me to explain, right, Brickman?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're able to you're bridging Wax to EOS, but then also USDT. So uh,
So, yeah, right now we have the IBC bridge, the Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol. This is a product developed by the Antelope Coalition, the Antelope Foundation, and what it does is that it is a decentralized and trustless bridge between blockchains. It sounds amazing. And what it does is that I am able to send certain tokens from the Wax blockchain to EOS blockchain, and to Telos, and to Proton. And I am able to send tokens from EOS blockchain to Wax, in this case, USDT, Wombat, Wax, and EOS. Why is this important? It is because it is huge to have a way to communicate between blockchains that are so similar. In this case, Wax and EOS are almost like sister chains. They have a lot of things in common. They have different markets. EOS is very popular on the Asian markets. And they also have USDT, which is something that we don't really have on Wax. The only USDT that we have bridged is on Ethereum. But as we have discussed, the Ethereum USDT isn't very useful for Wax users. And why is that? Is for you, in order to get back the USDT, you need to bridge it back to Ethereum. You need to send that USDT from Ethereum to any SEX, and then you have to withdraw it. In all this process, you can spend from 40 to 60 bucks out of USDT just for the transaction fees on Ethereum. That is an insane amount of money, considering that in Wax we really move low volume amounts of transactions. So the average transaction is from 5 to 15 USDT worth of Wax. So how do we expect to use this USDT on Ethereum if it is so expensive to withdraw it? Now the alternative is to leverage this Alcor IBC bridge. the intercommunication protocol bridge will allow us to get the EOS USDT, which is far cheaper to move to a centralized exchange. It really takes you like 1 or 2 EOS, which is the equivalent to 1 to 2 USDT, in order to send all your USDT from WAX to any centralized exchange. This is an alternative because users are also able to send from WAX to EOS and also get from EOS to WAX, because it is also difficult now to buy WAX. I don't know if you have tried to buy WAX recently. On some countries, it is almost impossible. But an alternative to it is to buy EOS, send it to EOS, use the IBC bridge to send it to WAX, and then buy with the USDT on WAX. And
Nice.
that's why we have focused so much our energy integrating this wax USD pair into providing the rewards to it, having a strong liquidity pool like we have right now, 41k USDT and 588,000 wax is something amazing that we have achieved in less than 20 days. I
Yeah,
mean, the
that
pool
that
is
is
live for
amazing.
16 days, and we already have reached 80,000 USDT from EOS through the IBC bridge.
Yeah, and what's really neat about that is you can take advantage of the quick pumps. Not that I'm like encouraging day trading, but if you wanted, if wax pumped like it went to 7 cents the other day, only for a few hours, if I did want to sell at that time, I would have to like transfer it out and pay gas fees and do all this and that. But if I can just bridge to USDT and then I have the USDT and that's worth $1, right? It's a stable coin. So
That's exactly, yeah,
and
you're
then
correct.
and then it could stay if you're just trying to take advantage of the price and that's it and you don't want the actual cash in hand, you can just bridge to USDT and that's it and you're done and then wait for the price to go down and then go back to wax so that you're able to day trade wax to a stable
That's
coin
correct.
instantly on there. And I think and I'm not one because every time I've tried, it's always gone the opposite of what I've done. But I think the fact that it's there, the tool is there, is really
You're
really
the top
good.
signal man.
And then also with the EOS, well, also the US. So if I bridge to USDT here, can I send that USDT to a centralized exchange, or is it only? How's that work?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So whenever you get some USDT on the Wax blockchain, you have to be aware that this is USDT representation of one USDT on EOS. So if you have one USDT on the Wax blockchain, it will always 100% be equivalent to one USDT on EOS. If you want to send it to a centralized exchange, then what you have to do is you have to bridge it back to EOS and send it back to the centralized exchange. You
Okay.
should not send the USDT from a centralized exchange on Wax. I mean, you should not send the bridge USDT from Wax to a centralized exchange.
So the use of it would be more like what I just said. You're taking advantage of pricing, but you're not going to like withdraw that USDT. But you don't need to because the EOS is right there. So that's what you would use.
Exactly. I mean, this is one extra step. This is the obviously the best solution will be to have a non-USDT on the Wax blockchain,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this is not doable at the moment. I mean, it costs a lot to have USDT on the Wax blockchain,
Well, okay.
and
Either way, it doesn't matter because you have EOS, so you can bridge
that's right.
your
And it
wax.
is actually a very cool solution that we have right now, and that a lot of people have been using it.
The fact that
What
EOS
we
is
like the
on
most,
not only is it on different centralized exchanges, but it's on Coinbase. That's one of the biggest ones that people, that especially new people, use. Coinbase. I have it.
exactly,
I was surprised that I saw EOS on there, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I can just buy it right here. Yes, I can sell it right here. Yes, okay." So now you can move the EOS from Alcor to Coinbase, or from Coinbase to Alcor, and that's
exactly,
how you would do it. And then from EOS to Wax, or Wax to EOS, and that takes
exactly.
away your gas fee. Like the only other way, well, as far as selling wax, the only way to sell the wax is to transfer it to like Binance or not in the U.S. The U.S. only has like a few now, KuCoin and whatever. And even then, you're going cross chain and you're spending extra fees. And here we are with EOS. So thanks to Alcor for making this tool. That's great. I actually haven't used it yet. I haven't sold wax yet, but that's a great tool. And then same thing for buying. Like in the U.S., the only option to buy, right, I believe, is MoonPay and Simplex, and both of them have like a minimum of $100 or something and big fees on them. Uh, Screw that. Let's go and buy
That is
EOS
true. Yeah,
and move it
I agree.
over and minimize the fees and the
Exactly.
minimums too. You can no minimums, so that's great. And
I
then the
mean, it's great
USDT
overall
one,
because I hate it isn't like crypto is all about decentralization and through ownership. You should be able to have the USDT within your wallet. And on Wax, for you to have some USDT, you need to send it to a centralized exchange and then move it to a USDT and hold it on the centralized exchange. So if you're someone that only interacts with the Wax ecosystem, you wouldn't be able to hold USDT up until now on your own wallet.
yeah.
So
Uh,
let's remember this bridge is decentralized. I mean, it has been audited by the Antelope team. But overall, it doesn't matter if Alcor stops existing. It doesn't matter if the Antelope coalition stops existing. The bridge is there, and it will be there. So your tokens will always be able to go back to use.
that's awesome. Uh, Crackneck Noise says MoonPay's minimum of 35. Well, that's a lot better. When I did it, it was absolutely 100. Maybe it went down. They still take a big fee. Yeah, they took 10%. Yep. Uh, is this USDT issued by Tether, and how will it stay pegged? I guess you kind of answered that already. No.
Yeah, it is a bridge USDT. How does it stay pegged? It is up to Tether. I mean, this functionality is still the same. You need to bridge it back to EOS, and then you can use it on any EOS exchange or any centralized exchange.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we already answered that one. MoonPay is 35. Oh shit. Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, when I did it, it was 100, so that was more.
Oh really? 100?
Yeah, yeah. I think they go up and down depending on whatever. I did it was a minimum 100. Uh, any questions for Alcor? We still totally have time here, but
Yeah,
throw
I
them
mean,
in. That's
it
it
has
can
been
be
a
an
quick
AMA.
one. That's great. I mean, I am down to answer some questions.
Uh,
I
y-
don't really want to make it longer if there is no need to make it longer, but I am down and I will be glad to answer some questions from you guys.
yeah, and you see right there on the website at the top, there's numerous things. He just looked at the bridge and the farm, but that's where
Oh
you
yeah.
would go to
Oh
swap. I mean,
yeah.
that's how you would.
Right. So
Ex-
we are actually reworking the top display because we already have a lot of things going on.
uh,
We also implemented the buy crypto from exchange from change now section, so you can buy exchange crypto, for example USDT from Tron to Wax, and also buy sell. It isn't working with Wax at the moment, sadly, because Wax has all these kind of restrictions. But the exchange crypto is working now. You can actually exchange from it, from let's say from Ripple. You can do all these things thanks to the implementation we did with Change Now. The buy sell, sadly, right now the best solution is the IBC bridge.
oh,
So yeah, this is something great we have been working on as well. We also introduced Alcor Lytics, which is awesome, something we have been working on for a lot of time. It allows us to check all the pairs on the Wax blockchain. As you can see, the top pools right now are the TLM Wax because we love Alien Worlds. Who doesn't love some of the best DAOs on the ecosystem? Not only on the ecosystem, but on the whole Web3. And also we have the two IBC bridge pairs, Tether, I mean USDT and EOS, which have been bridged with the IBC. We also have Wombat, Marsha, and a lot of friends over here. And as you can see, we have on the number 4 and number 7 Wax Wombat pair. This is not a mistake. As you can see here, they are different fee pairs. And whenever you click, you can check who has the biggest positions, who are generating the most, how they have unclaimed fees. So we have been working on a lot of stuff lately, and we are very excited to show to you the next releases we have planned. but it will take a little bit of time for us to do it.
Mm-hmm.
One question over here.
Sure, go ahead.
Does Alcor plan any pools with NFT rewards like Taco is do it?
At the moment, we don't have planned pools with NFT rewards. We believe the system that Taco has is pretty cool, and actually, we don't really plan to create products on top that have been already created.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
But you do have the vault, so where you do giveaways and whatnot, right?
Oh, we do have the vault in which we do giveaways. We wouldn't be able to open it for this NFTOPIA because we didn't have
Oh,
the
can you
booth,
show
but I
you?
am sure that for the next NFTOPIA we will be back again and have a cool giveaway event.
Yeah, no problem. So it's not a
Can you
Awesome.
pool.
show something
It's not a
from that?
pool. It's
Or
not a pool that you earning like a farm, but they
No, it is actually a giveaway wallet that we
like
have.
a
We
giveaway
from
wallet.
time to
Yeah.
time ask people which collection should we buy from. We buy some from Atomic Hub, from NFT Hive and FT, and then we give them back away to the community.
okay, cool. If you would integrate that in your Alcor UI, that would be awesome. That we could kind of see that wallet, like the vault next to the wallet, or next to buy crypto here on the top, next to analytics. I don't know, but there is a button for vault, and then you just see what's in this wallet, and I don't know, maybe the results at the end would be awesome.
That is actually such an amazing idea, man. I will DM you afterwards so we can
Or
continue drafting. I love it.
how do you win from the? I know you just do like giveaways the way we do here, but are there like specific things that you that you do that to give them away? Like if someone were to click that button and they would want to know how do you win those? Like what are those ways?
Really, it is only interacting with us through social media. We have occasionally some giveaways and so on. But actually, Raf's idea is very cool, and we can actually work something out with it.
I mean, we all know Discord and we know bounty blocks, and that's cool. But if you don't need to go to a third-party tool or site and just see it next to your farm and stuff like that, I would love it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, to add some social tags to it, like to be eligible to get an entry to win an NFT for having a position, for liking a post, for retweeting.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
you can
actually
make
something
your
Yeah,
own kind of
perfect.
giveaway like a bounty block inside Alcor. Yeah, that would be
pull
sweet.
out your still wallet contents and suggest firms. What do you mean with it? I mean, sure. We're always active on Telegram. Avril, the founder of Alcor and the owner, is always looking around. So if you have suggestions for a farm to be created, if you want us to partner with certain project, then we're always down to it. And we love to collaborate. We have this NFTs collaboration with CryptoKumas, with Wax Paperfold. We have stopped a little bit with their collaborations because we have been busy, but we plan to continue with them. Like what tokens you have for farm? Yeah, sure. I mean, for Alcor Harvest season, we chose the tokens most traded and also the most beloved by the community. That's why we also have on farms. We have Wax Loot, we have MBM Fusion, which is currently with Shadow Depths released. They're doing a lot of cool stuff. The community asked for it, and we have decided to provide some Wax incentives on top of it. So overall, it is all about collaboration. It's all about creating something cool for the community to enjoy and to really create an impact on the ecosystem. We believe these USDT pools are having the desired impact. It will be great for the ecosystem to develop, and overall, it will benefit the most the users, which is what we are always aim for users to have the best experience and to feel that the Wax blockchain is always improving. Any more questions, guys? Nope.
Not specifically, huh? You do a great job. I remember when you started working for Alcor, and yeah, like you really know it well, and you're into the social medias, doing all that, started the
Oh,
vault. So it's
it's
all
almost a year actually. Yeah,
that's good stuff. A
almost a
year,
year.
huh?
I am
A year
grateful.
for
Yeah,
us creators, a year flies by so quick. It's like nothing because we're so busy.
yeah, yeah, great.
We're just so busy.
I
Uh,
mean, I remember the first NFTOPIA, we didn't have like half of these tabs over on the page.
oh yeah, yeah, that's
Have
awesome.
farms, we didn't have the USDT, we didn't have the reach, we didn't have the swap V2. So actually,
So
I
you
am
did a lot
very
in a
excited.
year. Then that's great.
Yeah, I mean, this summer we took over. We decided to. We didn't have analytics as well. We also have this Wax tool analytics. You should check out. Let me see if I can show it to you. We also have this one. I forgot to show. Can you watch it?
Yeah.
Is it working? Okay. We also have released lately this in a partnership, this Wax tool site, in which people are able to track among all decks, so among Alcor, among Taco Swap, and among DeFi Box, this product in which people can check the volume of all exchanges. So we have Alcor, we have Taco, we have DeFi Box, we also have the previous swap B1, which is interesting that it has 840k wax, and we no longer support it anymore. That's cool because you can check that the contract is still there. It is decentralized and people still use it. That's amazing. We also have the current volume. We can check that in one day. Alcor Swap has obtained 640k wax in volume. We also have the active traders. You can check that on some days we have over 7k users. Right now we have an average of 2,000 users on Alcor, and on SwapTaco we have 600 users. And on tokens, which is a graphic that we have seen a lot of projects starting to use even more. They can check the total real wax logged. So as we can see, there is a great wombat dominance over here, followed by TLM, Marcia, Taco, Nifty, and USDT is taking over. I mean, USDT is such a young token on Wax, and it is already the sixth most uh, token with the real Wax log. And in terms of volume, we have Wax as always, because Wax should always be the dominant, then TLM, and then USDT. So in such a short time frame, USDT is already the third most traded token by volume on Wax.
Yeah.
It will also depend on the dominance and people starting to adopt it. We know that Nifty Blocks already supports drops with USDT. We are working on some stuff with Atomic Hub, and the plan is to make USDT available and overall have some utility and usable within the Wax blockchain.
Awesome. Awesome. Any other questions? Anybody in the Twitch? If you got questions, throw them down in the chat.
Actually, I would have a question, not really related to Alcor, but to liquidity pools and that stuff. If you have some minutes to explain it a
Sure,
bit, I don't know.
go ahead. You can ask right now.
Yeah, we have time.
Cool, cool. So I'm not into liquidity pools at all. I tried it a bit with Wombat on Taco in the past, but I read when I spend it into a token pair, and this token pair moves. Like I go to Taco and put my Wombat Wax pair there, and the value of the token changes obviously because crypto is very volatile, and Wax goes down and Wombat goes up. I don't know. The pair's value is changing. Then I lose money. If I take my money out of that pool, I get less, no matter. So what I read, you can explain how it works actually, but what I read, it doesn't matter if that pair goes up or down. If it changes from that value when at that point when I put my money into that pair, when I invested, then I'm getting less out. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is called impermanent loss. So what
Exactly, yeah.
impermanent loss is that when a token's price changes in the market, let's say it goes up or it goes down, it will cause the assets that you have on your pool to be more or less valuable.
It's
In this case, when
basically
a token,
it's keeping the same value on each side. So if you
eh,
have a token pair of USDT and Wax, when Wax goes up, then the price of Wax, it's gonna automatically change, give you more USDT or Wax or less to where both sides are equal the same value. I know it gets complicated. And yes, you do lose money when you pull out if it's different, but usually the rewards you get offset that, and that's kind of the way people look at it when they do it. Is they actually get more out because of the rewards, even though the actual amount that they put in to the pool is less when they take it out.
so yeah, that's really why stable coins are such a big deal. So for example, there are stable coin pools on other blockchains, for example, USDT and USDC. Why are these tokens less likely and to have impermanent loss? It is because impermanent loss is measured in USD value. So you check if you always compare the price of the tokens, even though you win more crypto, even though you have your pool position on Wax Wombat and you earn Wombat, which means that we are always getting more crypto. Really, in the macro conditions of the market, you're either winning or losing USD. And that depends on how the token is traded. If Wax value goes up, if Wombat value goes up, if the both tokens value goes down, then you're losing money. That's why people and exchanges tend to create these farms in order to also provide an incentive that could hopefully create this impermanent loss, make it even less, and to make the pools being productive and to generate a profit overall for the users. What I have learned with impermanent loss, uh, and I also have some posts about it on my Twitter, but I should create another post again because I did it a long time ago. It really depends on the day at which you decide to check it if you have win or lost money, because with these tokens, which are very volatile because they have a relative low volume, then you can, for example, you can check your pool today and you can be down $20, but you can actually check it in 4 days and you could be up $80. And then the day afterwards, it will be down $10. So it really depends at the moment at which you stir the token and the token prices for you to determine if you have win or lost something. So it is also a game of being patient because people also these are not financial advices, of course, but most of the time people see some red and they say, "Oh no, I must remove it." Whether in most cases, when you give it some time, then it recovers itself and you actually generate a profit depending on the day. So that's why also these pools are different from other exchanges because they do not only provide the rewards in farms, you also generate the profits from the liquidity that you provide by yourself. So in that way, it is even more less likely to have impermanent loss, which is still possible, and everyone should be aware of that. But yeah, that's it. Any more? I don't know if I managed to answer your question, man.
Yeah, thanks for that. Basically, yes. I don't know if there is kind of newbie rule for somebody which is not, I would say, not going too deep in it or not doing too deep or too much math about it. Is there like, if the token moves about 20%, I should definitely not pull it out yet? Or I mean, like, if I'm in the Wax USDT pool and Wax pushes like 50% tomorrow or drops like 50% tomorrow, obviously I should not panic. And I don't know, as you said, no financial advice, but is there a kind of, if the token moves like, I put it in right now and it did like 10%, it's not much loss which I need to take. But if it's like, or you know what I mean, if there is kind of rule for the token to the stable coin,
Uh,
especially to that pair, where I could say you are totally fine to pull it out or move in more, um, or better leave it for a moment or for a day. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
so my
Like a
advice first
threshold.
is you need to know the token you're provided liquidity on, because most tokens, sadly, they don't have enough utility, and most of the time the tendency of these tokens is to go lower in price, because tokenomics are not designed well, they are not designed correctly, and the projects are rogue or they don't develop enough. I am not talking about wax or USDT, but overall in most tokens. So they can provide you insane APRs on your token, but overall the tendency is for the price to go down. In that case, it is not advisable to even provide liquidity to it, being completely honest. So you need to know the token you're providing liquidity. You need to know that it will be kind of stable, or that it will at least increase in price for you to be confident to provide some liquidity. Moreover, with USDT, it is kind of different, as whenever wax price goes up, then what you will result in your position is having more USDT along the way, which will generate you overall a profit in USDT, but not as big as a profit if you will have holded the wax. So that's
Mm.
why with concentrated liquidity, you can check how people have created their pools. If you check down, people have provided liquidity from a range of 0.03 to 10 cents almost. And that's because they used to believe, and the tokens go in ranges. So people believe that the wax token will go from 0.03 cents to 10 cents, and it will continue going that way, traded on. While your position is active, then you wouldn't have to be that much worried a lot. And actually, the more the token is traded, the more fees you generate and the more profit that you get, also with the incentives from farms. I mean, right now the APR of 50% on wax is pretty good. I'm not recommending you to go for it, but rewards are pretty good right now. And we hope, and the more people start to stake more wax into it, then the rewards APR is going to be lower. But right now, people are having a good time providing wax USDT, because the token is fluctuating in a price between 4 cents to 8 cents. And while it continues to go that way in sideways, then people are generating fees, they're getting the rewards, and that's it. Yeah. I see Waxpack is here. Hey, man.
I have a question in Twitch. With pools with only one token, we're less exposed to impermanent loss, right? Well, it, it, with pools with one token, there wouldn't be any loss because it comes from the pair, and all liquidity pools have a pair. That's how they work. So
Yeah. So
you don't have liquidity pools that only have one. Then that would just be staking, then basically.
that's yeah, you just explained it perfectly. So that will be staking. I know that for some tokens you can get some rewards in staking. You should always be aware that the token can either increase or decrease in price. As I told
Right.
you, you need to
There's
know
still
about the
the
token
yeah.
you're
There's still the
trading.
risk of the actual token price going down. So it's not like it's
So it's not impermanent loss, but it is actually loss. If the token decreases in value, then you're losing value in USDT.
yeah.
That in USD. That's it. But overall, my best advice for everyone will be to know the token you're trading. Don't always believe the projects, but rather believe in what you see. Not what they promise to you, but what you actually see. And what you actually see will most of the time determine if you think the price of the token will increase, will decrease, and so on. I mean, be smart with your money, do your own decisions, analyze what is being traded, and always trade carefully. I mean, it's your money at the end of the day, guys.
Any plans for launching an Alcor coin? Did you answer that yet?
Not really.
And giving this out to liquidity providers? Hmm.
I always say, I have always said we plan to improve Wax DeFi, and for it we needed to go in steps. We needed swap B2, we needed concentrated liquidity, we needed farms, we needed the IBC bridge, and we are approaching the state in which we feel confident into releasing the so desired Alcor token. I won't talk about dates because it will be lying to you guys. And if I say any date, that you will kill me if we don't deliver.
No worries.
But yeah, it is planned by the team. They have that into account. Avril has that into account, and all the developers have that into account. Any more questions?
I don't think so. I think yeah, we covered a lot of good stuff here. Stuff I didn't know too. I also have not provided liquidity. Maybe I will sometime. But I did research it a while ago prior to
You should
Wax.
use the IBC Reach and make a tweet whenever you do it. It will be
Yeah,
awesome.
I'll definitely use the bridge. I ain't tested that either, but I want to do that too. Next time I buy Wax, maybe I will.
Awesome.
Same thing for the. It's funny. Uh, Same thing for the USDT, but it's like I'm always just I never win when I do it. Like whenever it pumped to 7 cents, it's like then I was late and I saw that, and then when I actually got to to play like home or whatever, it was down again. It's like six, you know. And then I'm like, oh,
Oh,
all
I
right,
also miss. I
not
also miss the pump actually.
now it's like I want. It's like if it was at 7, I would have sold a little and used this, and I actually had your swap ready. I'm like, there, I got the corn market cap there, and I'm like, all right, when it goes back up to 7, I'm gonna do it. I did it, and then it
Actually, you
went
can do it
down.
with markets. You don't have to actually be waiting for it. You
Yeah,
have
that's
the
right.
wax
I've never done that either, but
market.
that's right. You can create it to where it
I know it is
automatically.
harder to use, but if you go to limit rate, then you can just set the price. So I want to sell at 0.07, 1,000 watts, and I will
Boom.
be getting 700
Yeah,
USDT.
see, I,
You
I
will
don't
create
do.
the
That's not something I do. I was just in the moment. I was like, oh man, do you see that crazy pump? But there you go. If you're looking into this, you can go right into Alcor and set your price, and it'll automatically do it whenever it reaches the price. So you don't have to try to do it in the moment. That's good.
exactly.
I feel like every
The
time I do
problem,
That's
it, though,
good
it
actually
goes the
because I
opposite.
have also told by what you have said of oh yeah I will oh actually we're trading at 6 cents. That's good.
the problem is to
Man, what's it
cancel
called?
that open orders to buy the next NFT, right?
Sorry.
The problem is always to cancel that open orders because you need to buy the next drop or the
Oh
next
yeah, that's true.
NFT.
Your
That's
money
true.
is
And
That's
tied
true.
up over there.
yeah, yeah, and try on wax again.
I mean, oh, Wax is looking good, man. Yeah, we're looking good. Take a look at this.
I got into
But
wax.
just
To,
to again, not a financial advice. Coming back to that liquidity pool once more for a noob. Um, it's quite good to, as I understand you, to stay in that range where high liquidity is provided, right? When I from in that example you did before with Wax USDT, when I go
Exactly. Exactly. That's
into that high
exactly what I said.
liquidity, I will not lose much in that range. If, of course, if it jumps like 20% and we are out of that range, then and I pull out my Wax USDT, then I will lose much percentage. So much of the coins basically Wax because Wax pumped, so I lose a lot of Wax when I pull it out at that moment. Is that correct?
Can you repeat some of it? I couldn't hear you. I had some bad internet connection.
Oh, sorry. So when I put provide liquidity in that range and it puts jumps to like I don't know 15 cents for example, and it's like 5 cent above my liquidity, I would lose a lot of wax coins when I pull out at that moment, right?
Yeah, you will
Because
have
wax
the
pumped
position
and
will be 100% out of USDT. So if the price of wax goes up to 15, then that means that people will start selling USDT. And if you are a liquidity provider, then you will end up having a lot of USDT. If it goes to 15 cents and you have your range over here, then that means that you will have your position made out of 100% of USDT. And if it goes lower wax in price, that means that people are selling wax, which means that your position, if wax reaches 2 cents, will be 100% made of wax.
yeah, so it flips
So
back and forth. your
Exactly. So if your
your
position is
coins.
over here, it is getting into this range, then your position will be the most made out of USDT. If it is here, it will be it will be made out the most out of wax, and it continues to go in ranges, as we
It
just said.
automatically flips back and forth to keep the same dollar value of each side of it. So that's what it's doing.
Exactly. It depends on people trading the token back and forth.
Yeah. Boomshank from Twitch. Who manages the fees and how much are fees when using the Buy Crypto tool on your site there?
The buy crypto tool, Alcor doesn't really get anything from it. It is provided by Change Now. Uh, you should know what Change Now is. It is they provide some services in crypto, so that's why you're able to buy with all these tokens some wax. So that's why they have no extra fees. Network fees and all other exchange charges are included in the rate. They warranty no extra cost. So it is actually just Alcor providing some interface for them and for users to be able to buy some wax fee.
Awesome.
So yeah, and if you asked about the purse, then Alcor also offers users to be able to select the feature they want to provide. So actually, 1% is ideal for low liquidity pairs, because if there is less liquidity, then it makes sense that for users to avoid this kind of impermanent loss that Rob said, then they will be generating 1% out of every trade. Actually, when one bot started, then the wax one bot 1% pool was very big, and usually users were getting a lot of fees out of it. Right now, as people have discovered it, the most popular one is the 0.05. We can actually take a look into it. Oh, okay, yeah, 44% is at 0.05 because one has a lot of volume, and 56% is made up on the 0.3 feature. So you can check actually that on the 0.05, people have decided to provide liquidity in these ranges. While on the 0.3, it is kind of different. People decided to provide liquidity on a shorter range, which is cool. I mean, it is great to, and the purpose of it, of concentrated liquidity, is for people to be actively trading the token, to be actively monitoring it, and to be rewarded for doing so. Because, for example, we can see someone that said a very tiny range over here, which at the moment should have been very productive and is no longer productive anymore because it is no longer generating trading fees.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we got a nice pile of knowledge here today, and you're always open for DMs. Zoller here is a Waxian all the way. That's his word too, Waxian.
Exactly, yeah.
And he holds a nice little bag of followers on Twitter with really good wax content. So everybody should follow. And if you got any questions here on Alcor, you can just hit him right up, and he'll help you out.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you very much, guys. Any more questions? I will be glad to answer on DM. I know that Bregman has to go, but overall, I want to congratulate Bregman once again for always providing such vibrant and amazing events.
Vibrant,
This
huh?
is actually what the Wax blockchain needs: people creating events, showing all the projects of Wax to
Yeah.
the world. And I congratulate you. You're doing
Thank you.
such
Well,
amazing work for Wax.